Hey, it's Wednesday, time for another Action Figure Adventures video here on SEO Tour Review. Today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man in his black costume. This figure is part of a Spider-Man wave that contained Build-A-Figure pieces to make Sandman. Here we've got the black suit Spider-Man out of the package. He, of course, is the standard Spider-Man body that we've seen before. Here is the regular release of that Spider-Man. Using all the same parts, just with a different paint scheme, a much simpler paint scheme, but just such a striking one. And just for fun, here's Venom. Oh, he's massive compared to Spider-Man. This black suit Spider-Man has really stiff joints. I actually had to work him pretty good to loosen him up a little bit, so I didn't worry about breaking him while doing this review. I actually got a scary crack out of his one elbow while I was trying to bend it around. Had me a little bit nervous. He has all the standard Marvel Legend articulation with the ball joint head, ball joint shoulders with the butterfly cut in here that they've been doing a lot. He's got a swivel at the below the shoulder there. He's got double jointed elbows, which is great for Spider-Man. He's got a wrist swivel as well as a rocker there. He's got a crunch in the upper part of his torso there. He's got a swivel at the waist. He's got really good range of motion out of his hips, as well as a cut just below them for rotation. Very stiff. He's got double jointed knees, which is kind of a must for a good Spider-Man. And he's got pivots and rockers in the ankles. So this Spider-Man is very posable, which is great. Spider-Man is such an agile character. It really is important for him. I have been in love with the black costume for Spider-Man since it showed up in the comics. Secret Wars was such a big part of my childhood with the toy line and the comics and everything. Since the origin of the black costume comes in Secret Wars, it was always a really big thing to me as a kid. Pretty much very limited paint apps. You've got the eyes, you've got the spider on the chest, which looks amazing. Really crisp with the little tiny lines between the legs. Same thing on the back. Doesn't look quite as good on the back, though, because you've got the butterfly cuts there. It just looks awkward, unfortunately. And then he's got the little white patches on the backs of his hands, which is where the webs come from on this version. So an interesting thing to note is he does not come with a thwipping hand, like this Spider-Man has. Thwip, thwip. He just comes with the fists and open hands for wall crawling and the like. Because this Spider-Man has organic webs, or webs made by the suit basically, he doesn't need the web shooters, so he doesn't have to make the thwipping expression, because they just shoot out of the backs of his fists, right? That's why he's got the little dots there. So he's got two sets of hands. Both of them are nicely painted and articulated. I oftentimes put one of each hand on my figures when they come with hands like these, just because I oftentimes squirrel the hands away. I don't know where they are later, and so this kind of gives me the most versatility out of a figure, having two different hands. Additionally, Spider-Man came with two pieces to the Build-A-Figure. These happen to be the hands to Sandman, or at least attachments to his hands. I'm not sure if he comes with regular hands or not, because I didn't collect them. But he has a giant spiky ball mace sand hand, and he also has a giant cinder block sand hand thing. Both of which are pretty cool. They're kind of unusual for Build-A-Figure parts. It's not a leg, it's not an arm, it's just the hand, but they are pretty beefy. So I know this figure is not new at all. I've been kind of focusing on reviewing a lot of stuff I've had sitting around that I never got to before. I picked up this Spider-Man a while ago, but I really love Spider-Man. He's one of my all-time favorite characters. He is my favorite Marvel superhero, and the black suit just has always been really cool to me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching this Action Figure Adventures video. Do baby Skeletor a favor and hit that like and subscribe button.